All right, we are back from our break, and the party has just approached the sphere wall of what they believe is their destination, and they're certainly hoping it isn't a giant mimic. Okay, so as you are approaching the wall, the device that you have gives off another pulse of light, forming a portal in the wall. You are not obligated to go through it right away if you do not choose to do so, of course.
I think we
Very
should.
nice. Should we get people ready in case there's anyone waiting to ambush us? Although it's not a natural portal, so they probably wouldn't be waiting to ambush us.
And
Unless they don't
Zakad
wait-
has a spell that needs to work on the outside if he's casting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unless they think that there's a, unless they have like some kind of device that tells them when a portal opens to their crystal sphere.
Has Lafdul told anyone he's going to cast a spell?
yeah, no, I would have told people in advance because I need to cast this.
Okay.
Right. You're not on shift. Who's on shift?
What shift is this?
It is coincidentally right around the time that you would be switching shifts, so everyone is awake and up.
Okay, so
So since
that-
we're at the crystal sphere, I wouldn't automatically go to bed.
Well, you wouldn't necessarily go to bed right away anyway.
Hmm.
I mean, the next shift is 12 hours, and you would only sleep for 8, so you could either go to bed right away and then be up for 4 hours afterwards to do other things, or you could be up for 4 hours before going to sleep, or 2 and 2, that kind of thing.
Higgimus and Braxon will probably have some sort of handover meeting, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
On either side, rather than just going to bed straight away.
All right. You wait for the spellcasters to cast their spells first.
Yeah, I'd cast my
What-
detect powers on the Christus shell.
Alright, let's see.
So, Higgimus, do you want to go see what Lafdul can discover about this crystal sphere?
We're waiting for him to do his divination stuff. Roll his dice or whatever it is he does.
That barrel sorted pork. When we got the sale, I think at the same time, we got that on the sale together.
Mm.
We paid like 10k for it, I think, and it had like so many pieces you could pull out a day. I know we've got it.
Well, I mean, if it's not
I
written
don't know.
down, something might have happened to it.
What was that?
I'm looking for it. One moment.
We never took it down on radar because it was too impractical to take with us.
Well, I mean, if the if you find it later, like, you know, after the session, I'm fine with you retconning how much that provided and restoring that amount of food. I should actually also double check to see if it works in the Phlogiston. So I'll have to do that after the session.
Do extra dimensional spaces work? Oh, no,
well,
they don't, do they?
Right, well, extra dimension. It's definitely not extra dimensional. The question is whether I think it is alteration or conjuration summoning.
Oh, conjuration.
Or invocation. Like, it could be any one of those three.
You know, we might have stuff written down on the old character sheet for the Pommel or the Liberator that hasn't been transferred across.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Just go on with your spell.
Yep. All right. So Lafdul, you cast the spell on and direct it towards the sphere wall as you approach, and the response you get from that spell is that your deity and the Seldarin are not worshipped in this sphere, are not accessible in this sphere. You also
Any
learn that
friendly?
there
deities?
are no friendly deities to your deity
Oh,
in this sphere. So you will need to use contact hope.
another spell to reserve. Yay! Oh well.
Well, good thing
Yeah,
you
but
bought
only
that
once per week.
shrine.
Yeah, once every 7 days, 6 days, I think.
7
days, 7.
It doesn't charge in someone else's sphere, though, does it?
No, but he hasn't used that yet anyway.
Yeah, that's why I had reservations about using it as well.
And you can use that in crystal spheres, so I mean, it's not just for the phlogiston.
I can't charge it with contact home power, can I?
Nope.
Yeah.
You have to be in a sphere that your deity has access in. It also does not get charged from friendly powers. It would get charged from the any Seldarin being there though. All right, so he learns that. You're gonna inform the party that you've completed the spell and are ready to go in because it takes 10 minutes to cast that.
Yeah. I will tell Higgimus and I will inform him that my ability to create food is very limited.
Okay. Well, we got to the crystal spear, so hopefully there's a plant that we can hunt on or gather from.
It's not.
I mean,
very
at
limited.
best, I can cast it for over a week. Every day for over a week.
Yeah, I mean, you can cast it as long as you're in the crystal sphere. You just have to reserve a second level spell every week. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, for some reason, Yeah, no. Yeah.
I mean, contact home power just, once
No.
you cast
I
it,
was
you're
thinking I
rolling,
was using my idle charges. No, we're not on the phlogiston.
It's an icon, not an idol.
Yeah,
You're not going to throw it to a guy
technicalities.
who's going to tell you that he'll throw you a whip. So, all right. So you move into the crystal sphere?
Yes, please.
Okay. You call down to the helmsman, which at this point, since it is at shift changeover time, it's still Nor.
Wait.
Popped off. Yes.
I will use my augury to get a general feeling of what awaits us in the sphere. Immediate sphere. As we immediately enter.
All right. So you cast your augury before
guaranteed
entering.
to work though. Yeah.
And you've never really had this happen before, but the spell fails.
Wow.
Does that happen with
and
auguries?
you realize there is a normal failure chance, but
This is something different. The magic just fails.
every single die ended up on the corner. Like that shouldn't be possible. They just like you cast your dice to read them, and each one ends up suspended on a point, and you cannot read anything out of that.
Oh,
I think your dice are broken.
maybe my deity simply doesn't know. Could be that.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, it's not coming directly from your deity, but
Are you going to tell any of us about this?
Yeah. No, of course I've been telling people. That's why I'm casting it.
No.
Well, we did come all the way here for nothing,
Did.
so let's go.
Yeah,
Well, hang
plus
on.
we need to go in there to get
Hang on.
resupplies.
I mean, we're going to go in there, but what's your theory on this? Do you think something is interfering with your connection with your god?
well,
If I had
he's
spellcraft, I
still.
could figure that out.
Hold on. He's in the phlogiston. He knows that this is not coming from his deity, but it doesn't necessarily need to come from his deity. The augury spell just, it works. I mean,
Right.
he knows that there isn't a normal spell failure chance, but this isn't a normal spell failure. The dice are suspended. They didn't like roll and land on a flat side. That's
Braxon
that
says,
shouldn't be possible.
It's blocked against divination attempts, so this place has a very powerful warding over it. So that's
Braxon
probably why
says-
no one can find this place.
Braxon says, I suggest we fire a shot through the portal before we go through, see if anything happens to it.
Well, you
Yeah.
can't see through the portal, so you
We
wouldn't
can't
know.
see through the portal, so we won't know what happens to it unless we go through.
No,
And
but
if we
if it
shoot-
has any defensive
And if
wall,
we shoot through it, then we'll end up just making anything on the other side very angry at us.
the phlogiston strikes back at Ockar for his
Not
insinuation.
the phlogiston, but the
wild
Rhaegar on the other
space.
side. We're shooting through a portal. We'll make whatever's on the other side of the portal pretty pissed off at us.
Then what
Well, I
offer
should-
Ockar is appeasement.
There shouldn't be anything here.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I say that we move forward.
Yeah, you are the captain.
Yeah, I just think my dice is just it's protected against divination.
Yep, this is just going to be like when you tried to poke at that Sten guy.
Oh
with
yeah,
your
speaking
magic.
of
How you
Stan,
said your magic doesn't work against it. It's probably along the same lines.
Yeah, he's been standing on the upper deck the whole time. Like, has not moved. As far as anyone can tell, has not moved like an inch.
Lafdul will go to Leva. You got your spell you normally cast, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
What was the reading you got from yours? Your omen you normally cast.
The omen, the omen I cast was at the very beginning of our trip.
It's been
And I'm
6
not-
months.
No, it hasn't been 6 months. It's been
Oh,
58 days since you entered
Yeah.
the Phlogiston.
If it was 6 months,
I'm not
yeah,
going
I
to
couldn't-
cast it now.
Oh yeah,
No,
I
need
remember
to,
now.
I need to burn some paper. So forget about me
What?
casting it now. I did it once, never again.
Why don't you come up with another version that doesn't use flame? I mean, it's possible.
All right, so you're moving in.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Sure.
Call down to Nor and tell him to take the ship through the portal. Passing through the portal, you find yourself in the crystal sphere. However, whatever you were expecting to see is not what's laid out in front of you. Most of you were probably expecting to see the planets that you saw in the illusionary chambers in each of the 2 dungeons. That is most definitely not what you see. In fact, you see very, very, very little. You've never been in a crystal sphere this dark before.
Does that mean the
Because
sun's
it's
been
so far
extinguished?
away.
You see no fire bodies of significant size, and also strangely, you see no stars on the inner crystal shell at all. None of you have
Okay.
seen before. That is
now I
very
cast
strange.
omen. Now Leva casts omen.
All right, hold on.
Because now we are not in the Phlogiston.
Hold on, because I haven't finished describing everything.
Sorry.
You do see some small, dim points of light moving about the sphere slowly that could be very small fire bodies. But fire bodies of these size, like these would be, maybe size A or B, if that.
They don't move.
They are, well, I mean,
Full fire bodies can't move.
yeah, they can.
Oh.
They're if anything, these things are very, very small, and they're not very bright, so they're not shedding much light on this crystal sphere at all.
So like moon size, rather
Maybe.
than gigantic.
How cold is it here?
It's chilled, but not freezing.
Are there
Not
any
as cold as
notable
Radal.
planets that we can head to?
Yeah, we need to find a planet.
It's hard to see. I mean, like, this
Oh.
place is very, very dark.
Where is
Oh,
the
where-
laser directing us?
Well, it's pointing into the crystal sphere right now.
Okay, hold on.
Leva-
Leva wanted to cast Omen, and Higgimus, you have something?
I want to check our astrolabe.
Okay. So Leva says that she wants to, cast her spell.
Yep.
Figure
Do
out
her
an
first.
omen while you're heading down to the navigation chamber and checking the astrolabe. Leva, you begin casting your omen spell. Pull out the strip of paper and burn it and wait for a response. And you get no response.
That is weird.
Yeah, I think this place is warded against divination because we know of this. There's ways to prevent divination.
Well, wait. Would that mean that our astrolabe doesn't work?
only powerful divination will work. And
Well-
these are low-level divination spells.
Higgimus is down there. Is everyone else going there to join
I'll
him?
head down there and see what he sees.
Yeah, no, I could do that. It's fine.
Braxon's going to get the crew to light up, and well, we don't have lanterns, so we've got magical lights.
Well,
You've
that's
got some.
there's also
torches and-
candles and torches and stuff like that you can light up.
It's burning for our supplies, though.
Well,
No,
no,
I
I
just
mean
meant
you normally have. I mean you like part of normal resupply is getting candles and torches and stuff like that. I mean,
Crates full of candles.
What
Absolutely.
I meant was we just went to flow stations because we went into Flodgson and put all the lights out, so now we can relight all the lights. So Braxton will probably go off and do that,
Okay, so
and then
you'll
join the others afterwards.
okay you go supervise that, getting the ship ready for essentially wild space stations.
Yeah.
And Higgimus is down in the navigation chamber. Leva will join. Did you say you'd go there after you cast your omen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you'll inform him. What you find with the astrolabe is that it is indicating planetary bodies. Not many of a size that it can detect, however. Very, very few. And you are not noticing any sort of pattern to where they are positioned in the crystal sphere. Obviously, they are all concentrated within the center half distance kind of thing, which is kind of what you generally expect in crystal spheres. But there are not many. It appears that the largest one is at the very center, and it is showing up with your astrolabe as a small black dot.
All right, let's go check that out. If that's where the light is pointing, we'll definitely head that way.
Yeah, that is where it is pointing.
All right, let's go check that out then.
Okay.
How big's the spear?
The sphere is not very large. It's difficult to... The astrolabe doesn't really give you an indicator, but you can tell just from what you could see coming in that it's not particularly large as these things go. Certainly a lot smaller than Winter Space, the one that you just left. Okay, so as this was happening just at about the time of shift change, Nor takes his ends his turn on the helm, and Mariel takes her place on the helm. Basically doing this just after entering, while you guys are, examining the astrolabe for whatever information you can glean. And just after she gets on the helm, she calls out, "Captain, the device is indicating a new direction. It just changed a moment ago."
Which way?
Oh.
It's not pointing towards the center anymore.
Oh, where's it pointing?
Generally in an upward direction, above the ecliptic.
Yeah,
I'll
we
look towards the
follow?
astrolabe. Is there anything up that way?
Not that you can tell. But you do know that the astrolabe does not show things like ships and things smaller than size A.
All right, make it so. We'll head that way.
Okay. You begin traveling in that direction. As you get, kind of accustomed to the darkness in this crystal sphere, you can see that it appears that there are clouds of dust or debris in the sphere as well.
Debris.
Yeah.
Then planets destroyed debris?
You can't really tell what they're made of. So it's just
Or...
I mean, you'd have to get closer to the stuff to get a better idea of what
how
it is.
far away is it, sorry?
It's impossible to tell at the moment.
Oh.
But it is
days.
all within the center of the crystal sphere.
Oh.
Rhaegar, right? That's what made these things.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Probably destroyed half this place.
Either the Rhaegar didn't finish its creation here, or it got destroyed by something. Either way, it should be interesting.
Hopefully we can... Oh. There's probably going to be fascinating amounts of new fauna and flora here, so we should probably document these findings. People would pay a lot of money to know about this place.
Probably.
You want
Come
to
across anything?
take notes?
Yeah, I'll be taking notes.
Okay. All right.
Like writing up a study of this sphere.
As you are traveling and begin kind of keeping your eyes on everything and trying to work out what you see, it does look like now you can identify distinct orbital paths in the sphere. And it looks like there's 3 orbital paths. And you can tell this because there's just like dust clouds or some sort of, clusters of debris in each of those. And on the innermost ring, you can see at one point spark-like, like a kind of a spark-like cloud along part of the dust cloud. At least that's all you can tell from the distance that you're at right now.
Try to avoid that.
Okay. You were traveling generally in an upward direction, upward angle, away from the plane of the ecliptic as you're following the device. Yes, Braxon.
These clouds, would we be able to sample some of the stuff in the clouds for the spellcasters?
You could certainly try, but that would
throw a bucket in.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's
on a rope.
That's. I mean, you're nowhere close to them.
Debris.
So
What do you call it? When you collect debris? There's a term for it, like flotsam, but space.
Dredge.
Yeah, dredge hauling, I guess. I don't know.
Flotsam and jetsam are different stuff. One stuff that's fallen overboard, and the other stuff is stuff that's been thrown overboard. And I can't remember which is which. I think jetsam is jettisoned, while flotsam would be something that's fallen off a ship that's been attacked.
Could be.
Basically, it's just to collect stuff. The term for collecting.
Yeah, I mean that's
looking for.
when you get close to those orbital rings, you can try and aim your ship to go through them. I mean, they're generally not so thick that unless they are actually gas, that they're gonna cause harm. Although until you get there, you won't know for sure.
Yeah. Might be useful for spell components or something.
After a couple hours, a crew member on deck shouts out that you appear to have stumbled into some sort of cloud. It was impossible to tell that it was there until you actually came into it.
The reflective.
It's slightly reflective. Basically, as you enter it, the crew start,
Listen, you can't see it from our facing, but you could see it from a different facing.
Well, no, not so much that. You're traveling too fast, and the thing is that once you entered it, then the stuff that's there drops down to spelljamming speed. I mean, it drops down to a relative speed within your atmosphere.
It's fouling up our air. Speaking of, how much air do we have left?
The crew shouts out on deck, and you hear cries of pain. This is second shift, so it's Braxon, Yeldan, and Lafdul. This is a few hours later.
Dying?
Well, I don't know are any of you actually on deck? Yeldan probably.
I'd be on deck.
Braxton would be on deck because he's got stuff to repair, so he'd be out supervising that.
Okay. So And you said that you would be Lafdul?
Yeah, because I'm keeping an eye out for fauna and flora, because I'm trying to keep a notes on anything interesting.
Okay. So
I'm observing stuff.
you find the ship entering some sort of cloud of debris. You can hear little sounds of impact as it's hitting the deck, and it's like you can just see that it's a cloud of like dust or debris, very very tiny motes. And I'm gonna need both of you to give me a saving throw versus rod, staff, or wand.
Lovely.
Not Yeldan?
Yeldan's below deck because his player's not here. So
On D10. Is it higher is better, isn't it? Yeah.
yes.
Oh.
D20.
I nearly did a D20. D10, is it?
No, it's D20.
It is D20.
Oh, I pass. So do
You
you.
both pass. All right, you feel some itchiness in your eyes as some of the stuff gets in. You quickly close your eyes and blink it free. So there's a momentary
like
disorientation,
spores?
but it's stinging. It's not something hard is hitting the deck, and you can feel it on your skin. It's some sort of fine particulate matter, and it was stinging your eyes, but you've managed to blink your eyes free and keep your eyes, closed enough that it's not harming you. But many members of the crew are crying out in not like extreme pain, but just like irritation
Braxon.
and rubbing their eyes and I can't see.
Braxon wants to look at the deck and see if this stuff looks like it's alive.
Doesn't appear to be.
No,
Okay,
Lafdul's-
Braxon says, "Everybody inside while we go through this dust."
Okay. The members of the crew who can still see help the other crew members
Can I-
below deck.
cast bat sense,
You
so
can
I
cast
don't
that
have to
sense.
see.
You can, but you've managed to avoid the negative effect anyway, so you can see.
Have we still got those goggles we had on the sun side of Radol?
That's a good point.
Oh, those, yeah.
Because I can't remember if we borrowed those or bought them.
No,
We
you
bought
bought those.
them.
You bought those.
Okay, Braxton's going to go in and get his set. He'll get the sets for the others if they want it.
Okay. But you've managed to help all the crew who were below deck.
Yeah.
By the time you get those goggles, it appears that you're out of whatever the cloud was.
Right. Okay. So Braxton calls the crew out. Says, "Looks like we're through the dirt now.
All right.
Anyone who's still got stuff in their eyes, go to the galley, get some water, clean your eyes out.
All right.
Someone help them."
Yeah, the crew helps them. A few others follow you up on deck if you're going to go up on deck. Some that didn't get blinded.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be tending to the crew that are injured because being a ship cleric,
Okay.
I think I do.
There's no
Right,
actual injuries. It just looks like some sort of irritant is in their eyes, and they're just like their eyes are, they're keeping their eyes tightly closed and rubbing their eyes and grumbling about
Right.
not being able to see and how much it stings.
Braxton says to the crew that are okay, we need to sweep this stuff up very carefully because if we disturb it, it's going to get in our eyes again. Well, we want to get it off the deck, and our spellcasters might want to see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm
let's-
examining the stuff
let's see if
coming
we
out
can
of
get-
crew members' eyes.
Well,
Let's see
it's
if we
not
can
it's
gather
not
up in
that
a bucket.
anything really comes out because
Is it T fine?
yeah. But there is some, like if you want to examine what's on your skin, some of it's still caught in your, like on your skin and stuff like that. Some sort of fine.
Does
you
it
think
look like
white or
there's
gray
dust on the
particle.
uniforms of the crew?
Yeah, it's
All
like
right.
everywhere.
Let's brush everyone down and brush it into buckets.
Is it organic?
You don't know.
Can I examine it?
Yeah, you want to look at it closer?
I want to spend time examining it. I obviously going to clean myself off and contain it
All right, give me a d20.
somewhere. And obviously, I'd be bringing my findings to leather.
It's
afterwards.
salt.
Oh, lovely.
It's
Does it
clearly
taste like
salt.
I taste a tiny bit of it.
Yeah, it's salt.
All right. So maybe that
Okay.
used to be a ocean of water that got expelled into space. Expelled.
So Braxon doesn't know it, but he's getting the crew to sweep up salt into a bucket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Once I know what it is, I'd tell one of the crew members that I've sent off to tell Braxon.
Okay, Braxon. Now, a crew member comes up on deck and says, "Sir, Lafdul informs me that that this material is salt."
Oh right. Well, we're gathering some up, so salt's useful.
Yeah, I guess.
Especially when it's been mixed with dirt and whatever's on our shoes.
Well, we're getting some of it off the uniforms.
All right, get the good stuff then.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some of us aren't so fussy.
One of the things that happens on a ship like this is that the decks get swabbed.
Yeah.
So the decks are
we
pretty clean.
the decks.
Yeah.
Alright.
And you haven't been walking on a planet, a dirt-covered planet in many a day.
We've been traveling for months.
Yeah. So things are actually pretty clean.
All right, then we'll just gather up small amounts of salt particles. It's going to amount to no more than like a carrier bag full of them, or a small, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it gets scuffed
Wasted.
off the ship and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you can collect some if you want. If you have a need for salt. It's very, very fine.
You can find out if it works like regular salt.
So you can
Let's
become
use it in
salt
cooking.
merchants.
Let's use it in cooking.
Wow.
I mean, try.
We could sell it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just salt. I mean, if it doesn't taste anything particular.
No, it just tastes like salt.
There'd be a restaurant that would buy it.
We could stop adventuring and just become salt merchants. That's a plan.
Yeah, we just got a chance of becoming blinded by organ damage.
After a few minutes, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, all the crew who are complaining about their eyes.
Dissolve it in water anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean the
It's-
tears, the blinking and tears and stuff like that, and washing out the eyes takes care of it. And other than some irritation,
Red eye.
red eyes and stuff like that, they're all pretty much fine, as far as you can tell.
Oh, it makes me want to think about taking your blindness. Now, I would inform Braxon that maybe we should get the crew to have handkerchiefs or something to put over their eyes quickly, like bandanas.
Yeah. Well, if we know we're going to go through one of these clouds again, we'd just send
We
a lot of
didn't
crew
know.
below.
Yeah, you didn't know until you were actually in it.
That's why they need to
Right.
have something they can immediately go and grab.
Okay.
So it's something they're holding on to them. They're
So
all
we need everyone to wear a bandana.
basically, or some kind of cloth material like a scarf. Small rag, something in the pocket, that'll do.
Okay. While you get the crew set up with that sort of thing, the ship continues along following the route listed, and you have another, the route directed. You have another shift changeover. I assume you'll inform Higgimus of the salt cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd tell Lever
Okay.
of my findings. So basically, I found minuscule salt. It's quite amusing,
Yeah.
really.
Braxton will pass on the recommendation of Lafdul's for everyone to have cloths to put over their eyes.
Okay.
And he'll also suggest Higgimus gets his goggles. Or did Higgimus have goggles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think you did get those ones made.
Yes.
Now, you're not sure how much that will help, because those goggles are specifically they're wooden panels with slits cut in them, so they don't have glass.
Yeah.
Right.
They're specifically intended to reduce the amount of light coming into your
Oh, if
into
only
your
we got
eyes.
some gnomes that have glasses. Thinking them glasses. That's probably something they would have had, actually.
No one thought of it.
I cast the idea, but no,
I didn't think of it.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of hard to do anything, if I don't think of it either. So, all right.
It's fine.
We didn't know we were going to come into this anyway, so...
So you've been about 20 hours in the sphere, and it's now the second shift. A member of the crew shouts out, "Object off the starboard, in our envelope."
Oh, I'm gonna take a look at it. If I
Alright.
need to, I'll use my.
You don't. It's an oblong object about 6 feet long. Looks like it's made of wood. Kind of. Kind of man-shaped.
You've gone
actually.
quiet, Braxon.
Me? Wasn't me talking.
Oh.
Might
Someone-
have been.
I heard echo at some
Yeah,
point,
I've heard
Braxon.
an-
I
little
heard
echo of
something
myself.
16, but it wasn't me.
Sorry, that was something that popped up on my computer, but I closed it.
Okay.
Oh. Something
Alright,
16.
So that's there's an oblong shaped thing, and it's how long was it?
It's about 6 feet long.
6 feet long. Oh,
Human
like
size.
a casket.
Or a
Not
body.
quite. It doesn't look manufactured.
Oh. All right, I'll ask to bring this in a little closer.
Okay. The ship shifts slightly closer so that crew members can catch it with the pikes.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to bring the board?
Yeah. No, I'll tell him be careful.
Okay. Give me a d20, please.
D20. Uh-oh, that's either good or bad.
Okay. You have never seen this sort of thing before. Let me see if any of the crew have.
I'll ask somebody to get Leva. And who else is on my shift with me?
Ockar.
Ockar.
Okay. As you're doing that, another crew member comes down from where they were at the upper deck, and he says, "Captain, that appears to be softwood. There's probably someone in there. I saw one of those pulled up on board the ship I served on a couple years ago."
Softwood.
What's that?
I know
Oh.
that is.
What's
Yeah.
softwood?
He explains that it's a spell that some helmsmen have that can encase a creature, and while they're encased in this wooden material, they can't die, regardless of where they are, as long as they the object doesn't get destroyed. It's
Oh.
used sometimes to save people who are in a shipwreck.
I'll
He
ask,
he says that the person that they recovered was while they didn't look it, they were over 100 years old. The person that they recovered.
I'll ask for Lafdul to come as well.
Okay.
Well,
Someone
Lafdul's
goes
gonna be
to
one
wake
for
up Lafdul, and the crew member says, normally I believe these things just disintegrate over time, once they're brought into a breathable air.
I knew there's a priest spell version of it. Is there a wizard spell version?
Are you coming? You've been woken up and you're coming up on deck?
Yeah, reluctantly. How much sleep have I had?
You've had enough.
Alright, yeah. So I won't have spells ready.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had
Until I
time
pray.
to memorize spells, but
Well, spray
you'll-
venom
you'll
and
be
hell
able to-
poison, because I've not changed them.
you'll be able to go back and
Yeah.
gain your spells. Um,
All right.
so yeah, Lafdul, you are aware of this spell. You're not powerful enough to cast it,
The
but you know
fourth
that
level spell.
yeah, you know that it'll open up after about 30 minutes. To your knowledge, there is not a wizard version, but you don't have spellcraft, so you can't roll on that.
Not yet. If I level up after today. Oh, it's frustrating. Well, maybe the person it's cast upon can teach me it, if they're friendly.
So the wood is pretty spongy and almost like root-like, and it's almost like wrapped around this thing. So it's not like a manufactured.
It's
piece
making
of wood.
an atmosphere within itself.
It's actually suspending the person within.
Oh, all right. Suspended animation.
Yeah.
All right. It should dissolve.
All right, you
We
guys
should
want to
be
wait?
prepared for potential combat.
Yeah,
but-
I'll be waiting.
Okay.
Although the person's probably not going to fight us, if anything, in on a ship, entire ship.
Let's say don't like us.
It's close enough to the next shift if you wanted to get Braxon up on deck too.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Does Sten react to that?
No.
Does Braxon know about softwood?
Yes. Especially once someone mentions it, then yeah, that you've definitely heard of it. You've never seen it or know anyone who's seen it before. But yeah, it's definitely something that you would have heard of.
Can I observe a spell in order to learn a spell?
Do you have access to 4th level plant spheres?
Oh, it's plant sphere, is it?
I think so.
No, I do not.
Okay, then
Not for plant.
no.
So Braxon says, so this thing's going to dissolve and someone's come out of it. Hopefully they're friendly.
Yeah, and Higgimus, now that people are mentioning it to you, you do recall hearing about it, but it's, since Giff don't have priests, it's not something that your people have a whole lot of experience with.
Yeah, stupid spellcaster stuff.
You know,
Oh, I
If
see
you-
how it is.
I see how it is.
if you
He
don't want the
doesn't say
person,
that out loud. That's just his
Oh.
personal opinion.
if
You don't have
want
to
the-
say it out loud. Laughed will read your mind.
If you don't want the person to come out yet, we could maybe put that in a tub of water. Stop the air getting at it.
It's already happened to this point.
Lafdul, do you have
Right.
access to 4th level protection?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
you'll
full
just
access
get the spell
protection. Woohoo.
So no, I mean you can observe it, sure,
Yeah.
and especially for fluff purposes, kind of thing. But you will be granted
So
this spell, just
So,
outright.
yes, it's a spell jamming spell, I suppose.
I'll ask for some food and water to be as well,
Okay.
just in case somebody we don't want to kill.
Okay. After about 30 minutes, the wood dissolves away. Everyone is here, I assume. Leva, you've come up, and Ockar, you've come up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After about 30 minutes, the wood dissolves away, revealing a woman who's about 5.5 feet tall, with green hair, bronze skin. Her hair is in a very unusual asymmetrical style that you've never seen before, and she's the exposed skin of her arms and legs is covered in tattoos. She is wearing a leather vest, leather skirt, and high-heeled knee-high boots, and she has around her neck a pendant of some sort of metal, shiny metal, in the form of a bird's head, like a small song.
Can I tell if that's a holy symbol?
You cannot tell.
Okay.
It's certainly not you can't tell if it is
Can
imbued
I
with holy power.
Pay
It's
a
not
logical guess.
It's not a a symbol of any deity that you're familiar with.
No, it doesn't have to be one of. I can make a logical guess that I think that it might be spellcast.
Oh,
based
I mean,
on...
if you think it's a holy symbol, then you think it's a
yeah,
holy
I
symbol.
think it
That's
is.
fine.
Yeah.
It's just not something that you recognize for sure as a holy symbol. So, just as a quick side note, because I did see this in another campaign that I watched, if you think your character would make this assumption, you're welcome to do so. You know, so like, if you think that's a holy symbol, then you think it's a holy symbol. You don't need to ask my permission whether you think it's a holy symbol. Yeah, same goes for all of you
It's
guys.
logical.
But, exactly. You know, if you as the player are making this assumption, then you
Based
can
on the spell being a priest
your
spell.
character can make that assumption too. So I'm just
Should
want to
we
be clear.
help her
It's not.
out of the thing.
I'm sorry.
No, it's dissolved around her.
Well, I'll just wait for all to finish up his description.
Okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to make that aside, just because I saw some, another campaign, and it kind of bugged me because, the players were like, I think going down is where the bad thing is, and another player was like, that's metagaming, and it annoyed me because it's like, no, it's not. So anyway, if you think that a pendant around a neck is a holy symbol, then you can have your character make that assumption too.
Yeah,
So
generally,
just
holy
saying.
symbols are worn around the neck.
Yeah.
They're a small decorative object, usually of someone significant of faith.
All right, so
So say it's a priest, most likely.
Yeah.
Of some religion.
the tattoos on especially on her arms are like you can't really see enough of what's on her legs to really tell, but the ones on her arms in particular are more of a geometric design. Whether they represent anything, you don't know. But she has a number of ear piercings and is wearing other jewelry of a variety of sorts.
All right. I will hold my hand up and I'll say, "Greetings."
She's not awake yet.
Oh, she's not awake
Yeah.
yet.
She's still
Okay.
asleep. However, after a moment, her eyes do flicker open, and in a very smooth move, she leaps to her feet and takes kind of a fighting stance, although she has no words, no weapons that you can see. And
Braxon holds his hands out.
immediately before you can do that, she says something in a language none of you recognize.
Braxon
I'll say,
holds his
"Whoa,
hands
whoa,
out,
whoa, whoa
palms
there." My name is Higgimus from the company Broken. I'm the captain of the ship. We don't mean you any harm. And I kind of hold my hands up.
Okay. She stares at you for a second and then says in a unusual accent, this is in common, but it's kind of an unusual form. And it's accented. It takes you like a few seconds to kind of put together what she's saying, and then everything will kind of fit into place. She says to you, "Who are you? Where is Master Javos?"
Who?
We don't know who this Master Giavos is. We
Found you.
we just came to this crystal spear. We're explorers of a sort.
Braxon says you were floating in wild space in a cocoon of wood.
Softwood?
Yeah.
No one would know to call it that, though, would they?
You would.
Someone already said
Uh-huh.
softwood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, yeah, that's right. One of
Yeah,
the
crew members said softwood,
say
so that's why they
So,
said.
Yeah.
so Braxton says we believe it was a softwood spell. Does this Master Jarvis have the ability to cast that spell?
She kind of furrows her brows for a moment, and looks around and says, "Where are we?"
We
I
don't
would
know
like
the
to
name
ask
of
you
this
that.
crystal
No.
sphere, but we were directed here by a device we found.
You were told
You were here.
Panopus space.
Rhaegar.
Panopus space.
Supposedly this is Panopus space, and we were guided here by a Rhaegar. Well, a device from the Rhaegar.
Can we assume she's Rhaegar? Does she look Rhaegar?
She doesn't look like the figure you saw now.
Can I attempt to... I would inform her, say, I will try to make myself look like what directed us here. I'm not doing anything hostile. I change form to make myself look like the Rhaegar the best I can. This is like the person that sent us here.
She looks at you, Lafdul, and says, "You are not of the Master. Take off that mask." You say that we are in... Then she turns back to you, Higgimus, and says, "You say that you were directed here with a device?
Correct.
And you say that this is Panopus space?"
Panopus space, yeah.
Yeah, we believe so.
We gathered a device on Radol. Was it?
Yeah, a planet named
Winter space.
Radol
Winter space.
in winter space.
She kind of gives those comments a dismissive wave and says, "You will do. I am Snowlark. You will take me to the central planet. That is where the Master is, and you will render whatever aid he requires."
Please?
She does not say
yeah.
please.
Okay. Can the device point us up here to where you were? I wonder if he'll point us back down towards that central planet, though.
Hold on. So we came here expecting a completely different crystal spear. What happened here? Why were you in the what was that thing called again?
Softwood.
Softwood. Why were you in the softwood? What happened to this place?
My memory is hazy, but there was a disruption of some sort. I do not know exactly what happened, but clearly something has gone wrong.
Oh, can we
say
direct her
that-
to...
Yeah, that's really clear.
One sec. So everything starts on the plant in the center, huh?
That's what she said. Where she said to go.
I've an important question. I just realised.
Yeah?
Can I bring her and say, "Do you know what that is?" And I point to Sten.
He's standing up on the upper deck. He's clearly visible.
We found that and it's been following us.
Ever since we started finding the device that brought us here, that thing's been following us.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh.
Very well.
Do you think your master would know?
He may. He is certainly knowledgeable in a great many things.
Is he like a
Braxon-
leader
Far more
of your
so
people?
than you.
Is he a leader of your kind or
Were
race?
we given the name
She is the master.
from... Oh, she?
He is the Master, I'm sorry.
Oh. Were we given a name from the Rhaegar that we met in those trials, or no?
No, he did not name himself.
Nah.
Okay.
Braxon says, was there anyone with you? Maybe we just search in case there's anyone else encased in softwood.
As I said, my memory is hazy from the softwood. I don't remember exactly what happened to put me in there.
Well,
The last thing I
Braxon
remember
tells-
for clearly is everything shaking. Something went wrong.
Okay.
I
You will
guess-
render my master aid.
But Braxon tells the crew to keep a lookout for any other softwood.
I guess
thing
our best
floating around.
bet is to head to the central planet to at least get answers.
I assume
All right,
we're...
so we will definitely go to the center planet to see what's going on there. However, I do remind you that I am the captain of this ship, and that you do not command me or our crew. You may ask for or make suggestions, but you do not make the commands here.
She just kind of gives you a look that you can't quite read, but she doesn't exactly acknowledge.
All
A
right.
dismissive kind of look, I imagine.
And until we arrive in the at the center planet, I'll have you confined to our guest quarter. Would you please follow? And I'll point to a couple of the crew. Could you please show her to the guest quarters?
I guess I'll go along
she
too to make
says,
sure she doesn't try anything.
so long as you go and render aid to my master, I will accept this indignity. And she allows herself to be led to the guest quarters.
Yeah, number 8 on the officer's deck, I think.
Yay.
Wow, when you had the fun, that was quite the prize we found there.
Nor says over your speaking tubes. By the way, Captain, the device is now pointing towards the center of the ship again.
Yeah, that's probably why it was pointing up here. We had to find her.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to the center again.
Real fast, Braxon, you can give me a d20.
Oh,
Don't get too excited.
it's always exciting when you roll a d20.
You could be a D20 to see if you slip up, for all you know.
What am I saving against?
Braxon, yes.
Your own
Yes,
pal.
you think that is the case.
Okay,
You've heard
so
rumors and the kind of matches. So you can go ahead and tell Higgimus what you...
yeah, so Braxon goes over and pulls Higgimus aside and whispers to him and says, "I think this lady's a Lakshu.
What's a Lakshu?
It's a spelljamming race that the Rygar use as bodyguards. So if she is a Lakshu, she's very good at fighting."
Oh. Well, there's been a lot of things we've come across that have been good at fighting. So,
We tend
but
to
we'll
be...
keep it in mind.
Yeah.
But she might also know a lot of stuff about Rygar. But I think they're fiercely loyal.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. I just didn't like her commanding us.
Yeah, I think she might be acting like she's a knight or something.
Could be.
Okay.
It's very possible in that.
So you're
All right.
gonna get the ship back on course?
Yeah.
Okay.
After a little bit, we'll have food and water sent to her.
We tend to be better at fighting them things we come across because things we come across don't tend to live past us.
Yeah, we're a
Braxton
bunch of
will-
murdering hobos, but
Braxton will gradually go around to the rest of the crew and say that he suspects the lady's a Lakshu. Did we get her name?
She said Snowlark.
Snowlark,
Yep.
sorry.
No, softwood spell. In the Spelljammer book, it says it's only a plant. Was it changed in...
yeah.
Oh, alright.
It's plant and protection in the spell compendiums.
Hmm.
Alright, so when you have some food sent to her, the crew member comes up and comes back to you, Higgimus, and says, "Sir, she requested some small tools, if we have any. She said she needs to fix something."
What kind of tools? Yeah, I'm not there, I suppose.
what do you mean? What tools does she require?
She said a small chisel and a small hammer would do.
The stuff Lafdul's got.
My when the crew says that, my ear tufts start to twitch.
They would be. You would have tools of that nature on board the ship as well for small repairs.
Bother. Get them ready, but don't hand them to her yet. I'll need to go down and talk to her, see what this is about.
Okay.
Braxton, if you want to come with me.
Mhm.
Okay. Just in case you'll know if she wants to do something.
After would be in his quarters, wouldn't he?
I
Or
mean,
by able to
now
sleep? Oh, no.
you could return to your quarters after. I mean, because
Yeah.
you'd want to go get your spells.
Yeah, so this would probably be happening as I'm getting my spells. So I'd probably totally listen if I hear a conversation happening.
All right. So, we'll head to the room, and I will politely knock.
You hear a voice from inside. Her voice say, "You may enter."
All right. I will enter.
Okay. You see on the table that's in the room, the pendant that she was wearing. It apparently is open, almost like a locket. And there's some form of metallic objects inside there. Almost seems like more than should be able to fit in that small pendant.
Mm-hmm.
But she stands up and looks at you. Braxon, you're there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Braxon says, "Is this what you need the chisel for?"
Yes, I need to repair my Shakti.
Oh, okay.
Do you have such
Shakti.
tools aboard?
I
We've
believe
got
we
some
do.
woodworking tools. I'm just wondering what sort of size chisel you need.
If it is reasonably small, any chisel and any small mallet or hammer will do. I can.
I
Make
do
do.
have my gym tool, not my gym tools. What were they called?
Lafdul would have gem tools. They would be perfect for that kind of thing.
I mean, you can just bring her stuff and say, "Will this do?" If you're not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because the sort of chisels Braxton would have would be for carving wood, so they might be a bit too big. Braxton to go get.
I mean, I got tools for.
I did say that
keep
small
armor.
ones would be in the normal ship
Yeah.
stores, so...
Yeah, so we have them.
Yeah, we probably have them.
Yes, we can provide that for you. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't doing anything untoward the ship or something along that lines. The crew wasn't specific what you need the tools for.
I was not specific in what I needed the tools for either.
Okay. Well, that's all you're using them for, then that's fine.
Braxton to come back with a fairly small hammer, mallet, and chisel, and say, "Are these okay?" So a Shakti. Don't think I know what that is.
Once
what
you
is it?
hand them over, she kind of ignores that comment and turns to the device and starts looking over. And then, if you both still stand there, she kind of looks up and says, "Was there something else you wish to ask?"
I was heading out after.
Just wondering what
guys
you were
were giving me
repairing. I like to repair things myself. Repair ships, you know.
Yes, this is nothing like a ship.
Yeah, I can see it. It's a lot smaller than the ship.
She kind of like looks at you, waiting.
So, what does it do?
He's just
It is my Shakti.
Okay, not heard of the Shakti before. Would you mind showing it to me sometime?
Well, I need
When
to
it's
fix it
repaired?
first.
Yes, of course you do. Okay, I'll see you later then. Let me know if you need any more tools. Try not to break my hammer and chisel.
They will be fine. You leave and close the door?
Braxton's going to leave, yeah.
wow.
She was definitely trying to make you feel uncomfortable.
Braxton was completely ignoring that.
I tried to make you feel uncomfortable too.
All right, so
Yeah.
you continue on the route. You are still above the plane of the ecliptic, but heading back in a downward direction towards the center. You can kind of make out an object at the center, and you did see it in the on the astrolabe. However, from up on deck, it looks like there's a cloud or a cluster of smaller objects around it as well.
when we're close here?
Well, it's going to take days to get there, but
Okay.
I was
Once
just-
we get to the point where we will start getting ready to that point, I'll have Snowlark brought to the bridge to explain what's going on here.
Okay. Well, it is
Before we
definitely
go
going to
into it.
It is definitely going to take days to get there. So, just going to continue on. Is there anything that anyone else wants to do on the ship in the meantime?
I'm
I'm
PMing
going
you.
to start. I'm going to start creating water every day.
Okay.
In my ring. Would that be enough to satisfy the water needs for the day?
I'm not sure. I need to go back and double check because I think I gave some numbers. Let me see. Actually, I might have put that into the ring description. Do. I don't think I did. I'll need to just keep track of how many days that you made it, and I'll get you that after the session.
Excellent.
Oh, actually, wait. Hold on a second. Let me look again. Okay, you can. Create 4 gallons of water per caster level, and it's cast at 12th level. So, and average person needs a gallon per day.
Oh, okay.
So I'll let you calculate that out.
I will supplement the feed with 2 lots of crate feed and water as well.
Okay.
Has it been another week yet, Ald?
Not yet. No, this is I'm checking for what you guys want to do in the coming time.
No, that's cool. It's just so much stuff's happening in game.
Yeah, I understand.
So I've lost track of time.
All right, so Lafdul, you're going to cast Augury. The spell reveals that she may be of great help to you.
Oh, we're gonna.
I'm not telling anyone now. I'm just doing this personally. That's why it was a PM.
All right.
Well, now we know anyway.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
but you shouldn't play that, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's going to take. Let's see. What did I write that down? So it looks like it's going to take another 5 days to get to where the outer areas of clouds of dust and debris are.
Would I have an opportunity to use no alignment at some point on her?
Sure.
Because it lasts.
I mean,
for a
you
turn.
could just be the one that brings her food one time.
Yeah.
I mean, she does come out.
not-
She does come out on deck occasionally, but she isn't very.
I mean,
social.
I'll have it memorized every day until I get something, basically.
Well, I mean, if you choose to take her dinner to her or a meal to her, you can cast it before you go in. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
you can just save and it'll fail. So that's why I'm saying I'm doing it every day until I get something.
all right. Let's see. That is going to be saving throw versus spell, I believe.
Yeah. Spell negates.
Okay. No alignment. The spell reveals. She does not appear to be particularly aligned towards any of the axes, so she's
Neutral.
neutral as far as you can tell.
True neutral, the unknowable alignment.
True neutral is an alignment, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
As in, it
And
would be
that's- and that's
perfectly
what she-
center,
Well, I mean, yeah.
so to
I mean,
speak.
Yeah. It's
She's more
neutral.
closer to me than other people.
yes.
It's neutral between law and chaos,
Yeah.
and neutral between good and evil.
All right.
They don't lean one way or the other.
All right. So you think now, after another day, that it'll take another 10 days to get to the center.
I would now, at some point, now that I've got my alignment out of her, then I'll tell during a catch up with the rest of the crew that, my augury does work. I just couldn't. Asking my deity for assistance does work, but for some reason I wasn't able to glean anything on the sphere, but I can on people.
Interesting.
So
Maybe the sphere itself is
it's
protected, but not things inside of it.
yeah, it's protected against lower level divination.
But
So
once you're
this
inside,
is why
find other things inside the sphere with you.
this is why the sphere is probably hidden from most people. It's because it can't be divined. You have to know how to get here. So yeah, basically, if we help her, then yeah, she is a potential. That's the general feeling I get.
She'd be generally helpful for what we're going to...
Yeah, as long as we're assisting her and helping her, she will also be a helpful asset to us as well. Well, asset, I don't know how that you want to word that.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
There is benefit for us helping her.
All right. We'll see what we get when we get there. When we get to the point, when the dust clouds and rubble around that center point.
Yeah, I'll tell you when you get there, or before you get there, because it's still a number of days yet.
Has,
on the fourth day,
Has anyone seen her with her Shakti now? She's repaired it.
I mean, she
Shouldn't say
comes
how
out
long it
with
would
the amulet around her neck.
Right.
On the fourth day, during first shift, everyone up on deck is suddenly splashed with water as you pass through. What you didn't see up until you did so was a cloud of water droplets. So for about 30 seconds, it feels like you're in a rain shower, and then it passes.
I have a theory. We went through a cloud of salt, and now we're going through a cloud of water.
Is it salty water?
Why do I feel like that we're going through these clouds that represent the different planes, and why do I feel terrified that in 1 second we'll end up in a cloud of fire?
Ooh.
We do.
Or a cloud
Hopefully
of
we will
lightning?
see it. Hopefully we'll see it before, since those are luminescent, I guess.
We end up flying straight through a cloud of mud.
We just stop.
Let's get. There are so many bad elemental planes we could end up flying through, and we've just been
Yeah.
lucky to go through salt and water.
Looks like this place wasn't made yet.
Yeah.
How about we stop for a day, and Leva learned some air sphere. Is it air sphere? Yes.
Doesn't that just work on yourself?
Yeah, doesn't it expand to a ship?
It has a radius. Just a second. There we go. 20-foot radius.
1 million foot radius.
That's. I mean, it's.
That
a
wouldn't
thing,
cover the
but-
entire
It doesn't
foothill.
last long, but maybe it lasts long enough to get us via through one of those fire or mud cloud. Maybe.
It would get you and a few people through it, but that wouldn't cover the entire ship.
Well, let's keep an eye out for any more of these clouds, just in case we go through something like fire or lightning or.
Well, I'm thinking that the
ice.
crew is constantly looking for all the stuff anyway. They're just not seeing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I would think that they would let us know. They would let us know, right?
Yeah.
If they saw something?
Yeah. If they saw something that, the crew on deck in this case were just as surprised as you. I mean, you're traveling at spelljamming speed, and it did not have enough mass to drop you out of spelljamming speed. You continued at spelljamming speed through these clouds, and everything that, anything that got basically sucked up into your air envelope just, affected you.
Those clouds must be huge.
They're not though. They're not big enough to be seen, and they're certainly not dense enough to be seen. Whereas you can see that there are big clouds of dust basically in rings around the center.
Maybe we should ask our guest if they know of this phenomenon. Well, it seems like a phenomenon to us.
You want to do so?
Can we stop the ship if we get to a useful cloud?
I mean,
if we get to another one that's water.
We got Higgimus doing water.
Well, the problem is that this was more of like a cloud of water droplets. If you encounter a big glob of water, then yeah, maybe you could, but
yeah.
These aren't globs, or at least they shouldn't be.
A lot of precipitation, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Continue on.
Okay.
Some of these clouds might be a bit dangerous.
So the sixth day, you are basically traveling still above the plane of the ecliptic, and you pass above the some of the clouds below you. You're not really close enough to see exactly what they are, but you can tell a lot better that they're not particularly dense. And assuming that the material isn't itself harmful, you feel like you would be able to just fly right through it. Lafdul, this is the sixth day upon entering the crystal sphere.
Oh, so I've got to cast Contact Tome Power again.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can always like cast it on a third day kind of thing, and renew it if you want a big overlap. Not saying whether you should or not, just saying that you can.
Yeah.
You can renew it earlier if you want. Okay, so you continue on, and let's see. Okay, as you're passing over over this, during second shift, Braxon, you hear some minor thudding sounds, and a member of the crew calls out, "Sir, got an object down here. I think you'll want to look at it."
Yep. Braxon goes down to have a look.
Okay. You see the crew member picking up.
Braxon says, "Be careful with that."
It's a little bit late. He's already picked it up. There's two more at his feet. He's picking up. He's holding an object, and he's got a big grin on his face. It's shiny. Give me an intelligence check, please.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Is it raining diamonds?
We're staying here permanently.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure it's a chunk of silver.
A chunk of silver?
Yeah, and there's two more at his feet.
Right.
How big's a chunk? Handful, less than a handful?
Do you wanna hold it?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. Would you have been on deck or would you have been below deck, Lafdul?
I'd be on deck because I'm studying the area.
Okay, so Lafdul, you're there. Yeah, Lafdul, you would definitely recognize it as silver.
I suppose it's too late to stop the ship now. We've already gone in it and out of it.
Yeah.
Can I get a quick appraisal, like less than 50 silver? I'm
Well,
less than a gold.
Do you
How
want
many
to
gold?
hold it?
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna pick up one of them or take the one from
Yeah.
him?
Oh, I just pick up the one on the floor.
All right, it weighs about a pound, and they're all about the same size.
Right. Should we get the crew to search the decks? There might be more of these.
Yeah, can we stop and go back? Because this surely is going to be worth a little bit.
You could stop and try to go back, but like traveling at spell jamming speed and trying to get back to a point that you left, finding something that's smaller than another ship is virtually impossible.
Yeah.
Ah.
How many silver chunks did we get?
3.
Oh.
I mean, I could use locate objects if we given a day of rest.
3 for the whole ship.
I don't think our guests would be very hospitable
I
to
know.
that.
We could search upstairs in case there's any.
I think that was us passing through the mineral cloud.
We've got a lot of decks.
Yeah,
There might be,
let's search the decks just to make sure.
There might be a chunk of silver in one of Higgimus's plant pots.
My plant pots.
Your plant pots.
Boy, if they're in his plant pots, does that mean it belongs to him?
I'm going to move those plant pots if people keep assuming they're his.
No, I meant if the plant pots are yours, does that mean that the things that fall in them belong to you?
They belong to the captain. It's his ship, in theory.
So the plants do belong to Higgimus.
The party owns the ship. Higgimus is just the captain.
Higgimus is the one that keeps us from crashing into suns.
He does?
Does he?
By directing us.
Oh, you mean he's the navigator?
Yeah.
So, searching the decks, you don't find any more. It was just those 3.
Okay.
Do they look like they would impale into the ship, or would they bounce off?
Are
they round?
They're pretty rounded. Although Lafdul, give me an intelligence check.
I mean, would it be dangerous for me to fly overboard?
Well, I mean,
because I stay within the. Oh wait, no. Do I move with the ship?
You
No.
do move with the ship, yes.
Yeah, just don't go outside the gravity plane.
Yeah, the second you're outside of the air envelope, though, then you're gone. So no, you don't think these? Well, they didn't impale on the ship itself because the thing is that unless something is itself propelled, like weapon bolt kind of thing, ballista bolt or a catapult shot.
We went into it rather.
Yeah, but they basically drift by at kind of a slow pace generally. Although if they come in at a high angle, then they drop down. And that's what happened. These basically fell from the sky. They entered.
Do these
the upper
look like they
atmosphere.
would hurt if they hit someone on the head? I mean, it's a chunk of metal.
Yeah, but I mean, no more than
Not
being hit by
fatal.
a pound of anything else.
Alright, yeah.
But they're not sharp. However, examining it, they look like they've been scoured. Like someone used some sort of scouring abrasion thing on it.
Just be wear and tear. Existing.
Can't you just polish them? Make them look pretty?
They have to be smelted down, I assume.
Oh, I can
chunks of
smelt them
silver.
later.
I mean, as far as you can tell, it's just a hunk of pure silver.
Is it a pure silver, not alloyed with anything?
Seems to be pure.
Can the metalsmiths figure that out?
Yeah,
I could take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, you're also I mean, you have gem cutting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that part of gem cutting comes with like not necessarily the jewel smithing, but certainly attaching gems to.
I thought that was jewelry making.
I don't believe there is a proficiency for that. Gem cutting kind of. I mean, like you could take jewelry made to hold a gem and attach it, kind of thing. So, it seems pure to you. It seems pure to Ockar, although Ockar doesn't work with silver.
I could work. Well, I could probably make something out of this.
You could, but you've never really done it before. Because you're an armor smith. Armor isn't typically made. You're not a
Silver is
blacksmith.
never used in armor.
Well, it's not that it's never used, but
It's used for decorative pieces.
Might be used
and
in
he's
an
never
alloy.
used it before.
Yeah, it's used for decorative pieces, like if you're making like.
Etching.
It's used for like decorating armor, or if you want to have just something really fancy on your wall.
What do you call that term?
You don't use it in actual
Ceremonial.
like
Gilding?
Ceremonial.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's ceremonial
you could make
stuff.
it for you could like he could make a suit of pure silver ceremonial armor.
It won't do. It won't help you very well in combat, but it'll make you look fancy at a party.
But yeah, as far as you can tell, it's just a pound of pure silver.
Just think, you can make a holy symbol out of that.
It's like trying to make armor out of gold. It's there to look pretty, but it won't help you.
Okay, another day passes. Braxon, you want to give me a roll for another point of repair?
Mm-hmm.
Another day and
Another wood bites dust. Oh!
Well, unfortunately,
19.
it looks
just
like
wasting
the
this
salt screwed up this this batch.
how does salt actually do that? I don't know this.
The salt rusted some of the nails.
So we've got 13 hull points left of wood, and we need to repair 7 hull points of damage.
Well,
Stop rolling high then.
Yeah, roll better. It's okay if we're not like 100%
Yeah.
fixed. Just do the best you can.
You know, Braxon, you normally don't have problems rolling 1s and 2s.
I'm saving them for combat.
Ah, okay.
I think you want to do the reverse.
That seems to be how my Roll20 account's set up. It somehow knows.
how much food are we using a day? Higgimus?
We gotta discuss that with Old.
After.
I mean, you don't know how much food you're using per day?
Hopefully, we can restock on food on the central planet.
No.
I mean, you know
I'll
how much
make it
food you're
back
using
anywhere.
per day. You're
Yeah,
just not
okay,
sure
I
about
know
how
how
much you're
much
able
food-
to restore.
Yes. Okay, so we're using 83 a day.
Units.
Man units, yeah.
How much does a cube? All right, it doesn't matter after session. 'Cause, yeah.
On the 8th day,
Wait. Oh. Okay.
Yep. What? What do you have something you want to do on the 8th day?
No. It's just awkward for me to
Okay.
keep track.
During
saying?
first shift, a crew member on watch shouts out, glowing objects directly ahead.
Oh, fun. Who shifted?
no.
Higgimus, quickly. What do you want to do? There's
Slow.
some glowing objects directly ahead. You're pretty sure that they're going to enter they've already entered the air envelope.
Oh, they've already entered the air envelope?
Yeah, real quick.
Evasive
general
action.
quarters.
Not grab
Yeah.
water or sand.
All right. As they're entering the air envelope, and you call general quarters, the objects flare up and drop down to the deck. They're only about fist-sized, but
Chunks of magma.
they are going to... I'm going to need saving throws versus breath weapon from Ockar, Higgimus, and Leva. I'm just going to assume that you're up on deck.
Yeah. Breath weapon.
Yep.
Lever's a I don't want to stereotype, but she's a bookworm. Wouldn't she be with her books, or would she be on deck?
I succeed.
I mean, this is an unusual area, so...
I do not. It's gonna hurt, probably.
Okay.
She'd definitely be upstairs.
Well,
Look.
alright,
Oh, well, I should have said she's definitely downstairs.
so the ship suffers a whole point of damage as these small flaming objects impact and bounce off the vessel back into the gravity plane and out into space.
A week's work.
My ship!
However, they flare up and
Start burning the ship.
well, they certainly burn a lot of the crew. No one is killed, but you're definitely going to be doing some first aid on some crew. Leva, you suffer 12 points of damage.
Just a bit of damage then.
6 points of damage to Ockar. And 8 points of damage to Higgimus.
It's a good thing I passed that
That's with the
save.
ring, Higgimus.
That's what 3 get 8 count.
And I succeeded on that save. Wow.
Ouch.
Ow.
I mean, you've got temporary healing potions. It just means you're going to be out of them.
Yeah,
I'm
it's good and roll.
That's what everyone's got one, so. Until like another week's passed or something, 3 days pass. There's
Have
3
these
people
things-
of them.
Have these things killed any of our crew?
No. Now, Lafdul is going to be
can we
spending the next
recover any
couple
of them?
days. No, they like the people on deck basically indicate that it was pure fire.
Oh,
It
we're
worked.
going through
I tell
elemental.
you.
Like it flared up, and then and that's why they weren't spotted until you were right on top of them.
so
I'm not looking forward to the poison one.
I'll
The
describe what
life.
I'll describe what those things look like to you, Braxon. So next time we encounter something like that, just to have people go below deck, because there wasn't a way to
Yeah.
dodge that, was there, Old?
You didn't try.
All right, try to dodge it if you can, possible. It was already in the air envelope, though. So
Could have mitigated it, though. They could have damaged the ship rather than us.
yeah, that's what I said. So have everybody below deck, get everybody below deck, and then
Yep,
try to
that's
dodge.
what I tried to do with the when the salt attacked us.
Yeah, you
Attacked.
like broadside it.
Lafdul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying five out of 5 temp healing potion glass vials, and
Yeah.
but then the next numbers are so many.
That's
out
the
of-
days they've got on them.
Okay.
So
You
each, basically,
I pass you back your vial because you want the vials back. I just drank my.
yeah.
You may scoff at my wording, but I'll be asking for an XP award for fighting salt later.
So the
Yes,
The-
fight all the salt.
the 8th day, that day you also find yourself passing over another ring of debris. You know, basically an orbital ring. Still not really close enough to know exactly what it is, and other than
Can we,
a few individual pieces in the rings itself, none of it shows up on your astrolabe. It's all too small.
Can we look at these rings
Ockar.
with a telescope and get an idea of what might be in it before we hit it?
Well, no. So you've been passing over actual rings. What you've been passing through are just like miscellaneous debris clouds floating through space.
Right.
Okay.
At some point,
You-
okay.
You are sort of you've proven yourself to be more or less a master at those planes. Is there a specific order in which they turn up?
oh, the next one's going to be Steam, isn't it? Oh,
I can imagine the next one being Steam, but I'm not an expert. I
What would
just
it be?
I
what
just
would-
kind of figured out the whole planes thing by observing the temples.
So in what order do they actually turn up?
well, it's subtle.
I guess
then water, and fire, then
The only way I can imagine that, I mean, I have no idea.
I don't know. We had mineral, then fire.
We had mineral and then fire. I don't see an order here.
Oh, and this
we
next
had-
one's like lava.
We had salt, then water, then mineral, then fire.
Well, you see, if we could figure out which one is the next one, then we
Well, we just had
know
fire,
whether we
so
should
maybe
be
the next
upstairs
one's
or
another.
downstairs.
Maybe the next one's another combination of elements.
I don't think it is a case of figuring out. It's just denomination. You literally minus the ones we've already encountered. We're not likely to encounter them again.
Wasn't there one with vacuum or something?
Vacuum one will be easy. You just hold your breath.
If we ran the vacuum, we would have suffocated or almost
No,
suffocated.
because literally it passes in seconds.
These are literally just random pockets of junk that we're flying. They're not like a laid out trap before us or anything like that. They're just going to be whatever old rolls on his little chart.
I'm not sure if this is a thing that the Rhaegar do, but the Rhaegar are said to make planets, right? Could it be that all these things we're flying through are their so-called building materials?
Why don't we just ask our person that probably knows these things?
We don't know.
Why don't we just ask? Can we ask?
She didn't seem to know either.
You're right.
Okay.
We should ask Snowlock.
I mean, I'm having a theory where these are just the
Let's ask Snowlock.
Let's just see what she says. Yeah.
right.
All right. Who is asking, and what are they asking?
All right, I'll ask Snowlark to be brought up on deck.
All right. And she
I'm
comes
gonna
up
ask-
and says,
I'm
"Yes,
gonna ask-
you requested my presence."
So what is with all these random clouds of element stuff that we've been flying through? Are they like the building materials for the Rhaegar that were creating Panopa space?
I have no idea. I do not know what has happened. This is not the sphere that I remember. And to be perfectly honest, what he was doing here wasn't particularly relevant to my duties. I didn't memorize the details. He does not share such things with his servants. Unless
So you were just here to guard him while he did a bunch of weird stuff that you don't really understand.
Weird. You just insult her. You're her master.
Is it not the servant's place to serve?
True.
You serve your church, but it's a different kind of servitude.
I get that.
All right, so there's not any additional information you can give us about like a proper path or anything like. You don't know anything that's going on with the sphere at this moment.
There should be planets here.
Okay, there's not.
Yes, I've
something's happening,
noticed
so,
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for your information. Go ahead.
Were there planets here before you were encased in the softwood?
She said that.
She just said that.
So they've been destroyed.
Or something, yes.
Experiments probably gone awry. Oh, dear.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Snowlark. We'll let you know when we're closer to core.
It looks like it'll be about 2 more days. Is that
2
correct? Do you concur?
Yes, I believe so.
Good. The sooner we figure out what has happened to my master, the better.
All right.
She returns.
And with
below
that, I'll dismiss her.
deck. Okay. So this is the 10th day.
Okay.
It could be entirely possible that some kind of calamity has happened here a very long time ago and basically destroyed everything the Rhaegar was working on. And she doesn't know because he's been in there for for Tyr knows how long.
I like the attempt to use that felt a bit forced, but
well, just because I think that's because he started to he corrected himself.
Yes,
but I like
had to correct myself.
I appreciate that. That was good.
Yeah, no, I like that as well. But if only we had a way of figuring out if she. The thing is, she's a savage. She's got no idea. Can she read and write?
Probably,
I mean,
maybe.
basically, what I'm guessing at is would she understand the concept of a timeline of what year it is?
I'm surprised he knows common.
So it is common, but there's like unusual inflections. The pronunciation is different than you'd expect.
Can any of us who know common know if any of these? Can any of us know if that's like an old version of common?
I have proficiency in modern languages.
Yeah, we've all got it.
Okay, Ald.
You've got ancient history.
I have local history.
Oh,
languages.
Okay, is there a like this is the year 2019 Ald? Is there anything comparable to that in Spelljammer? All right, there you go, Lafdul. There's no way to tell. It's been a long time, probably.
Unless she knows one of the calendars used, like right now it's like year X of Prince Andrew's reign. That's how the years are tracked on Brawl. Obviously, like Lafdul and Yeldan think of time in terms of Dale reckoning.
Yeah.
So, like, if someone just asked Yeldan or Lafdul, what year is it, without thinking, they will just spout a number in Dale reckoning.
I've got an idea. If she knows... Well, first of all, we need to know if she knows of anything happening outside of this sphere. Can I ask that question to her?
Have you got a spell you can use to see how old any of her equipment is?
I did not have access to the spells.
Did Leva recognize the language with ancient languages?
So, I mean, it's common. It's just her pronunciation is different than you expect, and it took a few minutes. It took a few moments to.
Yeah, but
make the connections in your head.
The different pronunciations might be from a different era. That's what we're trying to extrapolate.
Or a different dialect.
It could
be, was common years ago.
It could be that, but it could just as easily be because she's from a completely different sphere to us.
Yeah,
but it's probably that she's from the distant past. But it's going to be a bit hard to tell unless we can talk to her about.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
know anything about history?
About the Unhuman Wars. If she knows about
Yeah.
the outside of this sphere, then she might have heard of that.
Yeah. Or there might be other things that are in the past.
Yeah, major events.
Well, it was only one Unhuman War.
Well, yeah, I don't know of anything else. But
have fun getting the information. You can ask her when you bring her food one day if you want.
I'm not desperate, in all honesty.
So we spent the last 15 minutes doing that, and you're not that desperate for it.
Hang on.
No, because it was made out to be more complicated than it should have been.
You appraise things, don't you, for their value?
Yes.
Well, can you tell how old that necklace is of hers?
No, because it's foreign.
Right.
Also, it's very shiny. It looks brand new.
If I've got no basis for it, I've got no idea.
If you keep jewelry, if you take care of jewelry, it metal doesn't, if you...
Yeah.
There are spells that do that, but I do not have access to the Sphere of Time.
Right.
Which would give me access to the spells, and I would also need to know what level spell it is.
But you don't have access to the sphere anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
So, you and Levitt have got some books. Is there anything in your books about Lakshu?
Most definitely not. Most definitely not.
Not in spell research.
So you can't.
That's history books.
I mean, there's some history in the books that you got, but it's like all magical history.
There might be a reference to a Rhaegar using magic of some kind,
there are references to Rhaegar in those books, yes.
Yeah.
So maybe you can infer some things in Rhaegar history and talk to her to see if she knows any of those things.
The problem with Rhaegar history, and this is something that would be well known to anyone who's somewhat familiar with Rhaegar, so Ockar would probably have this idea, Braxon would definitely have this idea, Higgimus would probably have this idea, Leva would probably have this idea, is that much of their history comes from them, and they are seen as, at best, notorious embellishers.
Yeah.
If not sometimes outright liars.
Yeah.
They claim to have taught elves and dwarves everything they know about magic and craft.
Mm.
Dwarves and elves obviously say, not a chance.
If it was true, that would be very weird.
Yeah. So it all come down to what events she'd actually said she's seen. You can see whether, if any of those are listed in the book, which they probably won't be because nobody'd heard of this place until we found it.
The Neogi also use a term for Rhaegar that translates roughly to damn liars. But it is known that they are extremely skilled at magic and artwork and craft work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, well, if you want to ask that, you can either do so or think about it or what.
Did we manage to work out how old any of the stuff was that we recovered from Radol?
No.
No.
Right, because she might come from that period.
Just plug it into your carbon dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I can't think of anything for the moment, or I'm not thinking about it, rather.
Okay.
I've tried carbon dating.
On second shift, I would like Braxon and Lafdul to both give me saving throws versus Rod Staff Wand.
Oh.
Yay. My saving throw is a 12. I pass.
Yeah, on the number is a pass.
Rod Staff Wand. Oh, 12. So that's probably a fail.
Okay. Both of you are on deck about halfway through your shift when you hear a plunk sound, followed by another plunk sound, followed by a member of the crew shouting, "Oh, gods!" And a few more plunk sounds. Looking around, you see some small objects have hit the deck, one of which bounced off the head of one of your crew members.
Did one bounce off of Braxon?
Nope.
What is it?
You're gonna pick it up and look?
I'm not gonna pick. I'm gonna look for it before I pick it up.
Braxon
Okay,
says,
they're small, rocky objects.
Braxon says, everyone inside.
No, the
It's
sound
already
has stopped.
passed.
The sound has stopped.
Oh, they've already passed.
You've certainly passed through whatever it was. No, there's no singeing. They just look like small rocky objects. You'd have to pick one up and look at it more closely.
All right, I will move it aside with my foot first, then I will pick it up just to see if it's alive.
Something glints at you.
Ooh. Does it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it an eye?
Like
It might be
as you
metal.
bump it with your foot, there's like a little flash of reflected light.
Can I pick
Gold?
it again?
Gold?
Oh yeah,
You wanna
it
pick
does
up?
look like
It doesn't look like metal.
Oh.
Does it look like a geode?
Yeah, you would have to pick it up and like examine it.
All right,
Braxon-
I will pick it up
Braxon
because
pick one up.
yeah, Lafdul's picking one up as well.
All right, picking it up. There is definitely a faceted crystal, uncut, within a rocky, peeking out of a rocky
I can
case.
cut gems.
You want to try and examine what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. You're pretty sure that's a topaz, uncut,
Is it
Ooh.
pink or yellow topaz?
yellow.
Ooh.
Braxon, how many did we find? Braxon will go around gathering them up.
Go around gathering them
so
up.
will Lafdul.
There are 6 of them.
Right. Braxon's going to take him to Lafdul and say, what do you make of these? I found another 5. Do they all look the same?
Well, I mean, yeah, the faceted crystals embedded in the rocky case all do look the same. They're roughly the same shade, similar sizes and everything like that.
All right, then, go
6.
cutting gems the next day.
Yep, 6 of them.
So that's 1 for each of us. We could turn them into necklaces or
Just
something.
put it on. No, it should just be company funds. Something like that. We've got to get something for this journey because we've got costs. So
True.
hopefully, Lafdul gets lucky with his cut gem.
Okay, so you've collected those 6.
Should I write them on my sheet, Higgimus, or are you gonna? Because this will be company funds.
I have it. I have it on the group loot thing.
Would we be able to shove these things into that device? Because they're not cut.
first.
Maybe.
So you didn't say no. You said maybe.
You don't know.
Oh, so maybe is the posh version of I don't know.
Some of them may be the rocky bits around it may be a bit too large for the case. So
True.
you have to like take it to there and actually see if they would fit. Not necessarily put them in, but like open it and say, all right, does it look like it would fit? Yeah, this one, nah, this one maybe, kind of thing.
True.
So you would have to like compare the size. But they're definitely not much too large. And certainly if you removed the rocky cases, then yeah, you think they would fit. Whether that would work for to power it, you don't know.
Yeah.
So you've collected those? You're not going to actually go compare them to the device?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. We're going to cut them.
Okay. You are closing in on the center. You've passed another, basically the innermost ring of debris. When crew on deck during second shift kind of perk up and you notice this as well, and air smells a bit fresher.
Oh, we've gone through the sphere of air. Plane of air, whatever it is. Air envelope might have been refreshed a little.
That refresher air old.
Well, since you can't actually measure that, it may have.
Yeah.
Certainly, the crew feels like there is a bit of fresher air.
Okay. You can assume we got a few more days at least.
Okay. Following that was on the 11th day.
I would have, because I know this is coming up to a close. I would have refreshed the entire lot of my temporary healing purchases all to the same day.
Okay.
I'm not staggering them anymore.
So, the 11th day, is that another whole point chance?
Didn't
you repair on the 8th?
No, you would need that on the you repaired on the 7th. So you need the 14th.
Cool. Okay.
And you're one day away from your destination.
Yeah, I need to cast my contact film powers as well. I'll have to do that tomorrow.
You're gonna do that tomorrow, or do you want to do that this
day?
day?
No, because I would have the. It means one of the potions will be a day over.
The day before.
So
I'll do it today. Then it just means I'm short one temporary healing potion.
Do it the day before.
So
I mean, you knew roughly. Hold on, you knew roughly that you were like 3 days away, kind of thing. So.
Yeah. I would have refreshed it, so that had a few days overlap.
Yeah. All right, Braxon.
So
sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, I was just going to say, what happens if we're partway through a repair and then we go off to do something else and come back later? Is that time lost?
It's not lost. You may lose a day, trying to figure out where you left off, depending on what happened and how long you were there. Alternately, the crew can continue. I mean, you don't necessarily have to oversee every single day, but you have to be at the start and you have to be at the end, for sure.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't want to nickel and dime it. I was just wondering.
You close in on the center sphere. As far as you can tell, it is a smooth black sphere. Surrounding it at various distances, however, for quite a while, quite a ways out. So the final day is spent to a certain extent weaving in and out and around chunks of small debris, large enough to drop you out of spelljamming speed, but not large enough to show up on the astrolabe.
Yeah.
All right. When we get part 3 through that day, I'll call Snowlark to the deck.
Yeah, she basically has been up on deck the whole time. At this point.
Oh, okay.
Like the whole waking time of the final day, she knew you were closing in. So, was there something you wanted to call her up and ask her, or just getting her up?
No.
Okay.
Just getting her on.
No, I suppose the assumption was that Higgimus had her under house arrest, so to speak.
Confined to quarters, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
if she insisted upon going on deck, I don't think we would have minded, but
I guess I'd gotten the
assumption
impression that it was more of being, having a crew member always there watching her if she left, because...
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, she would have to go to the bathroom and stuff, too, so...
Yeah. All right, so, you are closing in. As you are moving, you see that there appears to be a small circular hole in the object, in the sphere. Definitely
it's
large
a Death
enough.
Star.
Definitely large enough to enter, and there is some faint light coming from it. However, looking through your telescopes, there appears to be kind of a wavering, slight bluish light covering it. As you approach, you see a pair of four small spherical objects enter your air envelope. They quickly expand to larger spheres, and moving against the gravity plane of your vessel, they move in towards you. And you're definitely feeling some hostile intent from the way that they are moving. And that's what we're going to call the episode.
Oh. I had this horrible sense of dread.
Mm-hmm.
It's not normal for Braxon.
Yeah, no, I felt a cliffhanger approaching.
It's almost as if you looked at the time.
Yeah.
All right, so experience points wise, everyone is going to get 300 experience points. Ockar gets an additional 100 experience points, and Higgimus and Braxon an additional 50 experience points, as with Lafdul.
Only 50 for stealing a holy symbol.
Considering that you have to do that.
It's the first time I've actively done it outside of a planet.
Doesn't he get it based on the gold piece value?
No, he doesn't get that for the
not for the holy symbol.
Is it 300 then 400 for me, or
300 then 100, so 400 total.
Yeah,
350 for me.
Yeah, 350 for Higgimus, Braxon, and Lafdul.
So, is there any salt bonus?
No. Leva, you did gain your proficiency in darts over the past few months.
Oh, thank you.
So you have that. You can use darts. You can use either those magical ones that you found a while ago or non-magical ones. I'm fine saying that you purchased like 20 or something like that.
I do have that entered in the weights and stuff. I have just a second.
Fair enough. If you already had some, that's fine.
I had 16 darts, normal ones.
Okay, that's fine. Keep in mind that they are fairly large and fairly heavy, so...
Yeah, I see here 0.5 pound. I
Did
need those for another spell.
Okay.
Did I learn how to use the knife or dagger?
Did you have a free weapons proficiency slot?
Yep.
Then yes.
Okay.
I'm waiting until I get my next level because I don't think I get another slot till then.
Yeah, I'd have to look. All right. Any last-minute questions or things before we wrap it up?
Was it 50 to... It wasn't to one particular class for me.
No.
Right.
Okay.
No, mine XP takes a while to add up, so...
Yeah, that's fine. All right, well, when we come back next week, we'll see what these things moving towards you are, and see what lies within this black sphere.
Thanks for the game.
Thank you guys for playing.
Thanks,
Thanks everyone out there for watching. We'll see you next week.